Welcome to Conversations with Neighbours, where we highlight the people and businesses making a real difference in our community. Today, I'm joined by Ruby, General Manager of NewRoads Newmarket Toyota. Ruby has over 20 years of experience in the automotive industry with leadership roles across some of the world's top brands. She also serves as Vice Chair of the Central York Chamber of Commerce and Secretary Treasurer of the Ontario Toyota Dealers Advertising Association. Under Ruby's leadership, NewRoads Newmarket Toyota has earned more than 2,500 Google reviews with a 4.6-star rating. That is no small feat. A true testament to the incredible team and customer-first culture she's built. Proof that it's not just about cars, but about people. With NewRoads Automotive Group being recognized as the Autosphere Dealership Employer of Choice for the 5th time in 2025, and with signature community events like NewRoads Lake Ride, the last ride happening this September, Sunday, the 21st, in support of South Lake mental health initiatives, there is a lot to celebrate. Ruby, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
So you've worked across many brands in the automotive industry. What first drew you into this field, and what has kept you passionate about this industry all these years later?
It's actually interesting. I didn't join this industry because I dreamed about, joining the automotive retail sector. I call myself the double minority. I'm a female in a very male-dominated industry. That's one. And secondly, being Asian in a pretty predominantly, Caucasian, white, industry in Toronto. So that's why I call myself double minority. While I was in school, I thought I would become a lawyer. So I studied philosophy and sociology at U of T. And while I was, doing my undergrad, I also got myself a part-time job that happened to be at a dealership. And so from then on, everything just kind of evolved from then. I became really, enamored with the industry itself because the industry is really interesting. It's very fast-paced, a lot of moving parts, and things just happen really quickly. And I'm a person that doesn't like to be stagnant in one spot. And from then on, being a part-time doing administrative work, and when I graduated or near graduating at U of T, I was offered a position to become a finance manager at one of the dealership, and that kind of took off. And from then on, I tell myself, you know what, if if I have such a great opportunity to do this, I should really try to, go after the next move, whatever that is. And from then on, I've been in the industry for over 20 years.
Yeah, you just got into the industry and then kind of followed the path, and it has led you to many different brands and roles. And
exactly.
And so you mentioned that you studied philosophy and sociology, and then I feel like that's a great foundation to even go into business leadership role.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how kind of that background or that knowledge has shaped you in building teams or building culture and being a leader?
Yeah. So studying philosophy and sociology, it's funny. I was just talking to a friend yesterday and he came up to me and he goes, what's the purpose of life? He goes, I was listening to a podcast. He goes, someone said in the podcast that the purpose of life, there is no purpose. And then we started to get really philosophical. Anyways, I kind of digress. But what I kind of meant, what I want to say is with that education background, it taught me how to follow through, right? Anytime we have any type of hardship finishing an assignment at school or meeting deadlines, that type of education at post-secondary really, really holds your feet to the fire where you have to follow through. A lot of people can get in, but not a lot of people can come out and graduate with it because that's the time you're trying to figure out yourself. What do I want to do? What's my next step? Becoming an adulthood, right? Or what they call it now, adulting, right?
Yeah.
And so therefore, I think studying that helped me. And also with that in a leadership role, like I said, I thought I was going to become a lawyer, one of those lawyers that's going to be, fighting cases, arguing certain thing. And that's what philosophy taught me, is to how to think for both sides, how to argue for both sides. And same thing in the leadership role, where sometimes you can't always see, things in one perspective. You have to look at things in two sides, sometimes three sides, right? Or even more.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's so key, is being able to have multiple perspectives, or even be able to zoom out and see it from like 30,000 feet above, or then zoom in at like the one-on-one level too. And, being able to do that. I think that is so key, especially whatever business it is, you're dealing with people.
Oh yeah, right? Constantly. And you're dealing with different things thrown at you. You have to be able to pull yourself back in a situation, look at things from a different perspective, to put yourself in other people's shoes. Be empathetic, and many times you have to be a leader. You have to be empathetic.
Did you, when your friend of yours brought that up about the philosophy, do you have a response to that, of like what you believe, what your philosophy is on life? Like, I'm interested if you do have like, if you're someone that thinks about philosophy and that, you're always thinking about those paradoxical questions and like the deep questions, right? Mm-hmm. Can you share what yours is?
Well, I did actually have a few banter with him over that. So when he talked about there is no purpose in life, and I kind of just immediately blurted out this line that I was taught in school, was from Rene Descartes. He says, "I think, therefore I am." It's a very famous line. A lot of people heard about it. He used that line to argue the existence of God. Basically, what he believes is that if I can think it, it exists, right? So I kind of say in life, right, the purpose is, if you think of a certain thing, it will happen, or it does exist. The purpose is all based on how you're going to perceive as it is, right? It's not so much of there's no purpose. You're going to carve out the purpose, whatever your calling is, right? We all have a different purpose of our life. And so we have a few banter over that. And I'm not going to get too deep into it because I could get really philosophical, but that's kind of my take in short of how I responded to him. Yeah,
I love it. Like, I personally love the philosophy of that and getting into that. Yeah. So that's why that interests me too, especially, I'm 34 now. I would say probably after 25, call it like 27 maybe. And then I just started to think about, I just examined my life more, I think. Yeah, and then that was kind of the thread that pulled me into it. And then I got pretty deep into meditation and stoicism. And that's kind of led me into this path of, and I like those big questions too. I think life is more interesting with the big questions. And
of course, you should always question, right? That's how it challenges us to be better, right?
Yeah. So back onto like the leadership side of it. What is results-oriented leadership, right? And how do you think about that when you're in an industry that's changing so quickly too?
Yeah. Well, I think leadership role, if you look at, in 10 years ago, 20 years ago, is very different than now, right? It has been in an evolution of what leadership is. When we think about our parents' days, like, leadership was just someone kind of dictating, telling people what to do. Now, I think in a leadership role, when you talk about result-driven, is how to bring your team together on the same page, sharing the same vision, that you have to get them to not only buy in, but also, get input from them, that their idea is also being implemented. And together we can do greater things. And that, to me, that's kind of like what result leadership is.
Yeah, much more collaborative now than it used to be. And I feel like a lot of, high EQ has kind of got into the culture where before it wasn't really, it was just kind of like numbers on the page. But really, I think that we've learned that to get those numbers, to get those results too, you need to have this emotional intelligence with all the people that you are working with, right?
No, you hit it on but the whole EQ thing, it's a lot has to do with that. Sometimes you see great leaders, they may not necessarily have the skill set for the niche skill set that people have, but they know how to lead a team to getting things done, right? And that takes a lot of EQ, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So NewRoads Toyota, has over 2,500 reviews, which is like incredible, really. And I think that says a lot. And when I was looking through them, I kept saying some names. And I told you I'm bad at names, so I don't know how to say this one.
Yeah.
It's spelled like A Ryan.
Arian, yes.
Arian
yes.
and Allison came up again
Yes.
and again and again,
Yeah.
which with lots of praise for them. Just talk about that in the team and like how important those like that is, because that's no small feat. And to just see the consistency of that says a lot about, you know, your place of work.
Yeah, we actually at NewRoads, we really do care about the public's opinion. We value all people's, you know, customer or potential customers' feedback. And this is something we do promote within our store to ask for our customers' feedback. And one of which most of us like to read is Google review, right? It's highly recognized. Both Arian and Allison are two very different characters, and they have two different, very different clientele as well. And Arian actually just recently joined us not too long ago, and he has definitely made himself a dent in a sense where he's known now in the internet space. Allison has been with us for a longer time, well, thank you for saying no small feat. I mean, our next goal is to get to 3,000 Google review. That's we're working towards that by just constantly asking customer for their feedback, and we're really grateful for every feedback, positive or negative. We want to learn from every feedback we can.
Yeah, I think that's great. And, you know, you kind of spoke on it too, but my next question is, how do you build a culture where customer service isn't just a department? It's like a mindset that every team member has, which I think you touched on there too, because it needs to be like built into the fabric, or else you would be scared to ask for all those Google reviews, right? Like go for it, be like, we want to be at 3,000, right? Like you got to really believe in that customer service of it, or else you'd be like, I'm scared. But like that pursuit of it says a lot.
For sure. I mean, we it is embedded in our culture to provide and to strive to provide, you know, good, excellent customer service. We are in an industry that tends to easily mess up on things, right? Automotive, be it service or sales, things do get messed up sometimes. And we want to take any negative feedback and see how we can turn it into a positive, right? How can we fix it? How can we address it? What can we do to better it? Because we're not perfect as an industry, and we're also not perfect as a store too, right? So that is something we constantly talk about in store as well. Yeah,
you have to have ownership on it, right?
Yes.
No matter what way it falls, you got to have ownership on it. That's the only way to learn, improve, get better.
Exactly.
And it can be scary sometimes to own up to it, right? But is there any, you got like a fun customer service story that you could share, or just a fun customer experience story? Maybe that's one of your team members went above and beyond or fixed a problem or anything like that.
We had a recent situation. We actually had lots of them, but just when you say fun, I don't know if it's fun for the customer, but it was a situation where we turned negative to positive, right? She is in her senior years. I think this is her last car. Sweet lady. She was waiting for a new Corolla Cross. She was really specific on her color. Somehow down the road, we messed up on the interior color. And when she came to pick up the car the day of, it was supposed to be a very exciting day, happy. She said, when we walk out the car, she's like, this is not the color I want. We were jaw dropped because we thought that was the color.
Yeah.
And the paperwork, everything, we don't know how it got messed up, but somehow it did. So we, being in a Toyota dealership, we don't really have a lot of cars and say, hey, we'll just give you another one right away. We're in an inventory constraint situation where customer have to wait for a while to get a car. And what do? And we don't have the color she wants. And it's going to take a while to get here. And obviously, she doesn't probably want to drive a rental for a while. But it is the car she wants, but just not the interior color she wants. So to make things right, I think a lot of situation where maybe some dealership maybe like, we'll just give her a concession. We'll just see if, give her a certain concession that will make it up. But I know that is not the case with the situation. She was hard, strong with the color. So there's no point to give any concession. We had to think really quick on our feet. We're like, you know what? Take this car, drive this car right now. It's a brand new car, is yours. You pay for it, right? It's licensed under your name. We will find you the car you want. It will be here, and we scramble really quickly. It will be here in a month. We promise you. And she trusted us, thankfully. She did drive the car, and just about, I think, a couple of weeks ago, she picked up her new car. She returned the car back, and we just swap it.
And then you got the experience of her being like, yes, here it is, that car that I wanted.
So it turned out to be very positive, and she was really appreciative. And, it happens.
Yeah, for sure. Human error is going to be real. But it's like if you had just tried to, like you said, make a concession on it, it's like every time she got into that car, she'd be like, I wish it was this other car. But, you find the solution. She has to wait an extra 30 days. But now for her last car, probably every time that she gets in it, she's going to remember you going above and beyond to actually make it happen.
Yeah.
So we know NewRoads Automotive Group, they're known for giving back in a big way. They're deep embedded in the culture in many ways. But you personally, you emceed the Celebrate Her Gala in support of Women's Center of York Region.
Yeah.
Why is community involvement such an important of NewRoads, but as well too, like for you to go out and do that?
I mean, being part of NewRoads has definitely opened my eyes a lot, being involved with the community. I myself, at a stage of my life where I feel like, it's not just being individual. Being an individual, it's good. You can have certain individual achievement. It's great. But being part of a community, it resonates a lot more to me because now you're connecting with people. And when I was presented with an opportunity to MC an event, which is a women's event, particularly to support women who are in needs, it really, really speaks to me. And I jumped to it. I didn't even hesitate to think about it. I know the schedule works. I say yes, right?
Yeah, I love it. It's the same as, like you said, NewRoads, it kind of like shows you this community involvement type thing. It's the same with myself and Neighbor Media. I've been building businesses since I was 18, but I was never thinking of how a community comes together and all the initiatives and all these great events and volunteering and all that too. So it's kind of similar lens for you with NewRoads, me with Neighbor Media. And it's so important. It's
so important. It's kind of like the whole reciprocity thing, right? Like what Lynette just shared with me when she was touring the whole studio here, and everything comes together because the community step up. And I thought, isn't that great?
Yeah.
It's not like you're expecting anything that comes out of it, right?
Yeah. And this September, it's a big one. We got NewRoads Lake Ride, the last ride.
Yes.
On Sunday, September 21st, 2025, in support of South Lake mental health initiatives. What does this event mean to you and the organization? I know this is going to be a big one, the last ride. Wow.
Yeah.
Think of the impact that event has done is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, kudos to Michael Croxton and Sharon Croxton. They have been really in support of South Lake, the Mental Health Foundation. And to be part of it, I'm very proud to be part of this for many years. Last year, we had the opportunity to be part of the ribbon cutting at that division, and the hospital staff were able to show us and give us a quick tour of what this is doing for people that are in need for the mental health department. Mental health is a big thing. It's a big thing where a lot more people are talking about it, which is great. But it was not like that, 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. It was kind of a taboo to talk about mental health. And so this is going to be a big one because it's our last one. And every year what we do is we gather any volunteer from NewRoads, our associates that we get together. We have multiple stops for the riders to stop to have their food and beverage while they're riding. And the day off, you see people in all different age group. It's amazing. And we have lots of fun, and we're also raising a lot of money.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
And another thing, NewRoads Automotive Group being recognized as the Autosphere Dealership Employer of Choice for the 5th time this year.
Yes. Yeah.
What does that recognition kind of mean to you and the team? That's very impressive.
It is. We're also really proud for that as well, because our industry, automotive industry, is like I mentioned, it's an industry that tends to, we can mess things up really easily in either internally and externally. It's just there's a lot of room for error, unfortunately. And for us to be able to achieve this award is the culture that, Michael has really instilled in us, in the leadership team, in the senior management team, that, we believe in, like, our employee engagement is a big thing. As much as customer, enthusiasm is also big, but employee engagement is also a big thing for our company as well. And if our employee engagement is not engaged, is not happy where we are, then it does not kind of translate and cascade down to our customers, and people can see that.
Yeah, they're the front lines for the customer experience, right? So if you're not thoughtful of the employees, right, and they don't feel that, they're not gonna, bring on that energy to the customers that they face every day, right?
For sure.
So.
And every year we have a NewRoads employee retreat. We invite all the associates to come together, and we talk about things that matters. Every year we have a different theme, and everybody is welcome and talk freely. It's a very safe space, and so that is something that we also do as well as a company.
I love it.
Yeah.
So as we close up here, as a woman in leadership in a traditionally male-dominated industry, what advice would you give to the next generation of leaders coming up? For
me, I think be yourself. Right? Just be yourself. Don't try to be someone else. Don't try to look at someone that you think is an icon or that you idolize and be that person. Learn from things that resonates with you, that makes sense. If I have been trying to be like a man, then I wouldn't be me, and it will just be not natural, right? I never try to, although I'm in a very male-dominated industry, I never try to talk like a man or act like a man. I just think that be yourself is a key thing, because that way that you're authentic, you're genuine to yourself, and whatever that side of you is, just bring it out.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great way to close it. That kind of, we bring it back to kind of life philosophy. I really believe, your uniqueness as an individual is your true contribution to the universe, God, society, whatever that is. So never shy away from your uniqueness.
Yes.
And that's what you should be giving back. So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Oh, thank you for having me. This was fun.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.